There's lots of variables in beekeeping, and lots of things can go wrong and negatively affect the bees. But what's going on with the pesticide that many people believe is responsible for the colony collapse that we're seeing? So the pesticides weaken their immune system, and then they're vulnerable to everything. So climate change issues, diseases, parasites, all these things that normally they might be able to fight off on their own, now they can't. One of the services that I offer is live bee removal. So if people have a situation like that, they call me and then they hire me instead of an exterminator to save the bees and safely remove them and just relocate them instead of killing them. There's a lot of problems within beekeeping about the genetics. So there's a lot of inbreeding happening and that kind of thing. And so when you just exterminate all the feral bees, you're losing those genetics. So it's a way to preserve the genetics for the beekeeping community at large. So I think that's important. And then you need bees even in an urban setting to do pollination work. I think when you have beehives in urban settings, it also motivates people to create habitat for not just honeybees, but native bees. So I think it kind of brings everyone back into that frame of mind that we have to coexist.
I think we overlook a little bit how important bees are in terms of what crops we have in our supermarkets. Most of the produce that we eat has been pollinated by bees. So if you lose the bees, you don't have the pollination that you did before, and they're providing us such a huge ecosystem service with pollination. So we would see a direct effect on the produce that's available and the price of that produce. Right? If you think about if we had to hand pollinate all the tomato plants, all the cucumber plants, all the pepper plants, that would be extremely expensive and probably unsustainable.
On the average person, they don't see or look or care about bees much, but average person always eats. And bees have a huge impact on food and food production. The type of food production we're doing mostly is corporate food production, vast amounts of food, huge monoculture, and bees are trucked in huge numbers, particularly in California for certain seasons, almond seasons, for example. But every crop that you do eat food from requires some degree of pollination, and bees have a great deal with most of those pollinations.
So the average person can plant bee gardens, is what they're called, with plants in there that bees like that are in flower most of the season. People can buy more local, sustainably grown crops. One of the kind of other hard parts for bees with what we do agriculturally is plant monocultures, which are only in season for a short time and then they disappear. So the bees don't have food year-round, which makes it very hard for them to stay in one area for, throughout the year.